Hey, welcome to the Tattooed Professionals, episode 5. Myself, Byron Brown, and my brother, Justin Mercer. How you doing, brother?
Good, you? A lot better than last week.
I was just going to say, man, so we did the one chip challenge last week. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Available on all platforms. I would recommend watching it on YouTube. We ate, what is it, the Pakui?
Pakui chip.
P-A-C-Q-U-I, I believe. P-A-Q-U-I.
Yeah.
If you go directly to their site, I think it's $5.99. If you go to Amazon,
It's $25. No, it's like 20.
was it?
Yeah, it's 20. No, those are not the same thing. Those are not the
In
same
the box?
thing.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Well, anyways, we ate it last show, and I'll tell you my experience. So my experience, I was eating ice cream and almond milk shortly after I took the chip. I was the one who lost, and I did eat ice cream with my hand and rubbed it all over my face, and it felt good. I'm not going to apologize for it. 20 minutes after eating the chip, I would say my mouth was tolerable. I wouldn't say it was gone, but it wasn't like causing me pain. The problem was my gut. Now, I know women have gone through pregnancy, and this isn't going to be a popular opinion, but
It's worse than pregnancy, for sure.
It was worse than
100%.
yeah. And
Like,
I was
pregnancy
sitting-
would be a Tuesday compared to what we felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was sitting on the toilet about 7 hours after I ate the chip. And I'm making these noises. I'm like, "Ugh!" Like my guts are just like contracting. My 11-year-old daughter walks over. She's like, "Are you okay, Dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, you just need to leave Dad alone." I actually ended up getting undressed on the toilet because I was sweating so much. So I was like sweaters off, shirts off. My pants are already down. So now I'm sitting there buck naked on the toilet moaning. I felt like I probably went through much worse than.
Is this right after I left?
No, this was like at night.
Oh, okay.
This
Because
was like 7 o'clock at night.
right before I left, you guys were all outside. I asked to use because the little man cave in here doesn't have doors on the on the bathroom, so I go inside the house, and I'm sitting on the. I'm just like, I just gotta sit on a toilet. Like, I don't have to go. I just need to sit on a toilet because just in case, like I don't know. So I sit on a toilet inside, and I'm just like, my face is white. I'm dripping, like sweat's dripping onto my thighs. Like, and I'm just like contemplating, like, do I need to go to the emergency room? Like, so then I start panicking, like, holy shit, like this pain in my stomach will last all fucking day, and I can't even stand it right now. To the point where I ended up just throwing up in your bathroom. Yeah. But as soon as I threw up, I think 60% of the pain went away. I think it was that fucking ice cream I ate.
Well,
I literally ate the ice cream in 2 minutes?
I was trying to throw up. I couldn't throw up.
Oh my God. It threw up like black because it was the chip and all the ice cream. But it was the entire night. I went to the toilet like every 20 minutes because I felt like I had to go, but then I wouldn't go. I wasn't going, but I felt the burning. The burning was coming out.
Burning's bad.
It was like invisible shit.
It's the aftershock.
Yeah.
That was the worst of it. Like the initial pain was obviously uncomfortable, but for me it was like what followed after that first 20 minutes of mouth pain was worse. Because it was the longevity of it, right? Like
Plus,
it was hours.
I feel like women, they don't go through anything during pregnancy. No. They don't compare to anything that we went through.
No. If you women disagree, please leave us. DM Justin. No. But yeah, like it was funny. I even said to my wife, I was like, man, it was like contractions. I think I don't know. I guess we're never gonna know.
Yeah.
But if anybody, have you ever had contractions?
What if a pregnancy woman takes the chip challenge and she says it's nothing like pregnancy? What if she comes then everything we just said goes, all of our credibility goes out the window.
So we need your girl. That's what we need her to do. Would she eat the chip?
No. Oh, she's
After pregnant.
She's Hispanic, so I think she's a different breed.
But then at least like.
And she's got a dirty mouth. I don't think
she's got a dirty mouth.
Yeah, she cusses at me.
Man, his girlfriend
Throws things at me. Yeah.
sounds like my wife. She's mean.
Your wife's Latina too?
No, she's not Latina. She's honky white.
Is she?
I didn't say that. That sounded bad. I mean,
Is she a Karen?
She isn't a Karen.
Oh,
no. She does, yeah. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. Yep. I'll break the news to her before what I said, and then she's used to dumb shit coming up.
Does she have dresses in her closet, like right now? Because weren't you supposed to wear a dress? That was the whole point of this competition was for you to wear a dress.
And Forrest is my witness. I have no problem wearing the dress. So today, Forrest said to me, he's like, where's the dress? And I'm like, fuck, good point. And I go, do we have time to go and grab it? And then we were still doing other things that we didn't have time. And then he thought you were supposed to buy the dress.
No, because remember, I even said
I know,
if
I'm just-
I'm gonna give a flowy dress, it's gonna go with my figure. I'm gonna look
Well,
elegant
you would need a muumuu. There's no
Yeah.
way that you look elegant in a fucking dress.
for sure.
No.
Oh, let's do another challenge.
Okay,
We'll
well,
see. We wouldn't know because
if you're
I
gonna-
manned up to the
Okay, well,
challenge.
hey, you're going to talk yourself up like that. Then Thanksgiving special next week, you're going to wear a dress too. We'll both wear dresses.
So what do I win from not?
Well, you just said that you would look better than me.
Well, for sure.
Let's let the people vote. Don't people
Then-
want? You don't want to do that. You don't want the people to vote. Who looks
I just
better in
know
the
who's
dress?
gonna win
Why? How?
because I have great traps. I have a good chest. I have fat and muscle mixture, so I got a bigger bust. For sure, have a bigger bust than you.
What do you think about your stomach? Where are we at with
Some
that?
people like thick men.
Yeah. So how do you think you're gonna wear like a?
I have a dad bod
When you say flowy dress, you mean dress to hide your rolls.
or my chicken legs.
You got chicken legs?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, my ankles are like this.
I've never had big.
bar.
I can't say I always had the good.
Sometimes I stand in wet grass and I just slowly start sinking. Yeah. It's not that bad.
That was an amazing visual. Just seeing you melt. But hey, so next week we're gonna film it on Wednesday. What we're gonna do is, at least I'm gonna wear a dress. We'll see if Justin's man enough to wear a dress. We're gonna get some pumpkin pies. We're gonna try to find a deep fried turkey from a couple places.
Are we?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never had a deep fried turkey.
I have not.
I've always wanted to
Actually,
try
you know
one.
what? That's not true. I did in Canada. We
Doesn't
used to always
count.
have keg parties and
This
we
is-
had turkey fries. made.
Wait, is Thanksgiving a Canadian holiday too? Yeah, how is it?
No, it's not. No, you're
It came
right.
to
We don't do-
America.
No, and you're right. We don't do Christmas.
Yeah.
We don't do Halloween. It's only an American thing.
You can only be a king for
Are you guys all Jehovah's Witnesses?
So what? You got to be a Jehovah Witness.
Well, you don't do Thanksgiving, Halloween, or Christmas. Those are the three
I was
major
making
ones.
fun of your dumb comment.
Oh,
Obviously, we still have Thanksgiving. No, we got it. It's like, I forget what it is. It's like the third Sunday in October or something.
yours
like that.
is theirs is like
Ours is October. Yeah, yeah. So we've already
so
had
they came to
Thanksgiving.
your country first.
Correct.
Oh,
That's why we're so nice.
congratulations.
Because we were like, cool, everything's good.
At least we got second place.
You got second place. Like I did in the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. But listen, listen. We're going out for dinner. I will bet you dinner.
Oh, that's a good one because we're going to stay
Steak
44. Yeah.
I bet you.
Appetizer.
You're lucky I don't drink.
Appetizers, and I can have a drink.
You can drink whatever the fuck you want.
She doesn't drink either, so.
So then we'll both wear dresses next week and we'll put it to a vote.
Of who looks better.
Yeah. And who loses pays for dinner. You're not so confident now.
Okay,
You
no,
said
we'll do
flowy,
it. So we'll put it.
curves.
We'll put it on my Instagram page, your Instagram page, and the Tattooed Pros Instagram page, and we'll just add them all together.
Correct. Okay. And we'll see what happens.
Paying for dinner.
Yeah.
And then what do you do
And
for the
you're
loss
lucky.
you already have?
You're really lucky because I don't drink. Naomi doesn't drink.
Aisha doesn't drink.
Neither of us will be probably having app. So really, you got two dinners.
You're not gonna have an appetizer?
I don't really usually, yeah. But that's why I look the way I look and you look the way.
Maybe I should be paying anyway because I'm gonna have all that.
oh,
So yeah, we will do that.
Oh yeah. Hey, are you getting married soon?
No.
I'll tell you who's
Wait,
not.
I didn't
getting
mean to say
married
no like
soon. I
that.
tell you, no, I don't mean it like that. Really, it meant to
No,
say.
but I will get yelled at for that.
I was gonna,
Yeah.
That's like heated questions right there.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. Like, listen, I know he's serious with his girl, and they almost did get married. That's the only reason why I bring it up. Now I feel like we have to talk about this. So, are you comfortable talking about it?
Yes and no.
Oh yeah.
Wait, about Dr.
How
Dre?
about we just say this? How about we just say this? They will get. I think you guys will get married, and I think you. I know you want to get married to her. It's just the timing. I think isn't correct right now.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, she's a lot better looking than me, so
That
I will
is
be
true.
getting married.
Yeah, that's
probably.
I always say about my wife. I always say that she married up. I'm like, the reason really why you think she looks like a 10 is because she's standing next to me. If you just look at her alone, she's like a 5.
Yeah, my girl's a definite 4, but next to me, she's a 10. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, married up, man. I hate to call it that, but look at Dr. Dre. I think did the kind of same thing. I mean, I think he married up. right?
No. When
don't
you're
think
rich,
so?
you don't ever marry up.
You think that guy
You
is
marry
attractive.
horizontally when you're rich. Because
That
everyone
doesn't
you
make any sense, man. You still have an appearance.
but he has all the money.
Okay, but that doesn't make him more attractive.
Oh, yeah, you always marry up when you're rich. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he definitely did, but man, is she taking him to the cleaners. So right now, the reason why he wants to get his deposition, so a deposition is in any lawsuit, divorce, or the like, lawyer asks you questions under oath. That's a deposition. And he is trying to do it via Zoom or video instead of in person. And I know why.
Smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, I always want to take someone's deposition in person because, tone of your voice, how you lean in, how you lean out. There's all these little things that you can do that are only effective in person. So she's a smart cat, and I'm sure she's getting good advice, and I'm sure she's got high-paid lawyers. And they're like, no, we want him in person. I mean, she's even gone to the lengths of saying, like, I want to know the women he slept with during our marriage, whether he has any children outside. I mean, she is dragging him.
Isn't that a hard question to have to like deal with when you're married to see if your husband has children outside your marriage?
Well, and how would you prove that? That's one of the things, like, people say these things, but then, and that's the one thing I would say, being a lawyer and the questions I always get about what people think is a good case, but then I ask them, can you prove it? And that's the one thing, like, you can say anything you want. She can say anything she wants about him, but she has to prove it or it's for naught. So the way that obviously she would prove it is in a situation like this, you hire a private detective to go around and interview people and you're trying to find dirt. But man, is she, like, this is probably going to end up being one of the more expensive divorces.
So let's say he does a deposition in person
Yeah.
and he's like sweaty, he's leaning back, he's stuttering. Can you use that stuff to present?
Exactly.
You can?
Oh, yeah. Under the rules of civil procedure in pretty much any state, you can use a deposition for any purpose or no purpose. So actually, the way a trial works, not trying to bore anyone, you do voir dire, you pick a jury, you do an opening statement, you argue, you do a closing. So my point is, in your opening statement, it's a statement. You can't argue anything not in evidence. However, you can show the deposition of a party in your opening statement, which is very powerful if you have video evidence of someone saying something. So that's why she wants to do it like that. Again, yeah, you can record the Zoom, but it's not as effective. So man, she's hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I mean, she is putting it on him.
Well, she should.
Yeah, well, from one divorce to another.
Wait.
Joe
Before,
is on
from
it.
one law to the other, we forgot to go over. So we posed on our Instagram story. They had a lot of questions. Always, if you have any real estate questions or a lot of questions, bring it to us. And we can kind of put our insight into it. And actually, one of these is a really good question. Last week, I think we
Are you
shocked a
trying
lot
to
of
avoid
people.
Joe Exotic because you're secretly attracted to him?
No, I think it's a great story. But Donnie and Buckeye heard that it's always good to refuse a breathalyzer. He's just worried maybe even if he has 1 and 2, he's good to go, but he doesn't ever want to take a chance with a breathalyzer, even if he knows he only had 1. So he said he's hearing it's always smart to refuse a breathalyzer.
And
Is
I
it?
would agree with that.
For sure.
For sure, because it gives you more time for the alcohol to metabolize in your system. If you blow right then and there, the chances of you blowing over 0.08 are significantly higher than if you waited for them, because if you don't agree to the breathalyzer, they have to go to a judge, get a warrant to do a blood pull. And that can take some time. I mean, they do it relatively quickly still, but you give yourself at least more of a fighting opportunity. So the way I always tell people is be very polite to the police. And when they ask you, just say, I refuse a breathalyzer and I'd like to speak to my lawyer. And that's all you keep repeating. You're not rude. You're not belligerent to them. You let them, as soon as you refuse, in Arizona, they're going to arrest you. And that's fine.
If they don't have a lawyer,
Pardon me?
and they don't have a lawyer,
They'll get assigned
call
a public
you?
prosecutor. They should call me, yeah. They should call somebody. I always tell everybody, man, have a lawyer and because those things happen when you don't expect them to happen. So you kind of always want to have a lawyer's number in your pocket. 800 anti-lawyer. Or 800 no cuffs if you're in California. My buddy's got a good firm there too.
I have a question. Why are all the questions from Buckeye?
there weren't.
that's where-
Last week was Buckeye too.
No, last week we had one from Colorado. We had one
What's
from
your problem? man? We're fucking popular.
we had
We're
one from
popular
Paradise
Buckeye.
Valley.
Yeah.
I thought we had a Buckeye question.
No, we never had a Buckeye question.
Why? Do you have an issue with Buckeye?
Yeah, what's wrong with Donnie?
Yeah. What's the problem? You don't like Donald?
Show your face on camera.
Yeah,
and tell her what
come
you
on,
don't like
Brian.
about Donnie.
You got an issue with Buckeye?
Look, Donnie, do you know that Brian's family owns Buckeye? Doesn't he?
Isn't that what you keep telling us, Brian? Oh, he's in the hot seat.
Well,
You got- he's Buckeye royalty. We got Buckeye royalty in the house.
Wait a second. Where was the girl
Yeah.
who was training with the ring last week? I thought she
It's Paradise Valley.
it's like the same, right?
That's why I thought it was rich. You can get one anyway. It was Paradise Valley. That's my first thought. That's why I knew it wasn't Buckeye. But anyway,
That's
Susie,
the guy with the Chanel tattoo on
Susie,
his chin.
who doesn't say where she's from, Brian. Susie from
Tolleson.
maybe Tolleson.
Allerton.
She just heard airlines might start forcing you to take a COVID test. They're going to have like on-site tests. Can they force you to take one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would assume
It's
they
like
could,
it's
but-
like no shirt, no service. It's a business. Any business can refuse service to anybody. And if what they're wanting is you to do something affirmative, such as take a test, you can. Even if you want to say that the test is ridiculous, say they're testing for, I don't know, chicken pox, and you want to say it's the stupidest test on earth. If they want to do that as a condition for you getting on an airplane as a private business, they're well within the right to do that. It
good to know.
changes if it's the government, right? But like I've always told everybody, everyone's like, oh, I got constitutional rights. Yeah, you have constitutional rights that protect you against the government. You don't have freedom of speech in my house. You don't have the freedom to carry a gun in my house. I can tell you to leave my house if I don't want a gun. That's why you go to Walmart and other things and their signs, don't carry a gun, because it's private property. They have the ability to tell you, don't bring a gun in here.
Subway
Now, if
doesn't.
you walked into, say, a government-owned building, then I think you can carry in a government building.
Really?
No?
No, there's no way you can.
Oh, you
Like,
can.
as soon as you go to those courthouses, that's why they'll actually have.
Metal detectors.
No. But I'm talking like a regular government, like say it's like a post office or anything. Can't.
Cannot carry in a post office.
You've tried. I feel like all these law questions, and when we go over all this, like I might be able to become a lawyer at the end of this,
You might be able to.
and then I'm gonna out market the shit out of you.
Whoa, you hear that?
I
We could
challenge-
possibly
yeah,
be.
That's good.
Slash his tires. It ain't going.
We can possibly be in competition one day.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, I'm getting a lot of good legal advice here.
But that.
Ask me a question about law.
Okay, so let me do this. So
Any
learning,
question.
I'm learning a lot about real estate. So now I think I'm a realtor.
No, I got the market cornered. for corner for tattoos.
Yeah.
To sell houses.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ask me a
I
law
can
question
actually.
real quick.
A lawyer can. I can. I
Ask
think
me a
I
law
can.
question real quick.
A law question.
Yeah, see if I'm right.
Okay. What are the elements of negligent infliction of emotional distress?
Executive, judiciary, and the three cabinets.
I learned that too. Yes.
Yeah.
In the three cabinets?
Yeah. What did you say?
What do you mean? What did I say? I didn't say shit. I asked you a
Brian,
question.
cut this out. So let's move on to my man.
Your man. So Massimo,
Nope.
wasn't that was a popular clothing line, right?
We didn't talk about
Massimo.
Joe.
Oh, we didn't talk about Joe. Okay, Joe needs some more attention. I forgot. See, Joe Exotic, his Tiger team, they've been on it for a while, man. Hearing about wanting Trump to pardon him, it's hard for me to believe that any rational human being who saw that Tiger documentary and has seen Joe Exotic's behavior think anybody on planet Earth wants to pardon Joe Exotic. It is beyond me. And they got this really fancy limo that's supposedly waiting to pick him up
Gassed
anytime
up.
to celebrate it. Would you pardon Joe Exotic?
Absolutely.
You would, eh? Why?
Because he did everything in good faith,
He killed tigers.
allegedly.
No, they got like
Carol
fucking proof.
killed her husband, and she's free.
Oh, Carol Baskin. Coming back to good
Yeah.
old Carol. Carol, I
if
feel
she could
is
kill
like
a
the-
human, did
I
he
feel
kill
like-
tigers though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't pardon him. Fuck
No,
him.
he's an asshole, man.
The show's very entertaining though.
It was an entertaining show, but it was a train wreck of a show too.
I love
like
train
in the manner
wrecks.
of we love to watch them, right? He's in jail, and we have someone who's about to enter jail, Massimo.
He looks like he's a
Massimo?
Isn't it Massimo?
I don't know. He's a
Massimo.
clothing line, right?
Yeah, it's Massimo.
In Canada though we pronounce it Massimo.
That's in Japan too. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Does he watch the podcast?
But is he Canadian?
Do you think he does?
Is he
Do you think Massimo watched the podcast?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
He's like, fuck it.
is he Canadian?
No.
Then why are we saying his name like he was? Then it's Massimo, right? So we shouldn't say in Canada. We say it like this. That's not his last name. Doesn't matter where he's at.
Your girl's Mexican, right?
Yeah.
So you roll your R's.
No, but she does.
Well, yeah. So don't butcher me when you're a hypocrite.
She calls me a pinche perro all the time.
Does that mean a fat pig?
No, I don't know. It sounds like
I wonder if she really is. That'd be pretty funny, right? If she's like, "Oh no, babe, it means I love you," and then for years she's just been saying,
no. My
"Fucking
kids
lose
speak
weight."
Spanish, so I know a lot of it.
I mean, she's
You do?
I've gotten cussed at by many Latino women in my life, so
Yeah.
not many. Stop.
But anyways, okay. So look at this is the caption from this article: "Tough guy prison look." Now I don't know about you. I do not believe that that's a tough guy prison look.
He looks like he is a retired MMA fighter. The gray beard. I feel like you could fight that guy.
Yeah.
We've talked previous episodes if you guys were
Previous
listening.
episodes. Yeah, bringing it in there. So what he's saying, Justin's trying to be funny. It is funny.
Tried.
Is I said that people have asked me if I am an MMA fighter, and Forrest witnessed it. We were in Las Vegas.
blew my mind.
Where people are known to be drunk.
It was 7 a.m, and it was our waitress, and she was dead
Okay,
sober.
well, also what stays in Vegas should stay in Vegas. So that should not count. You cannot bring that. You can't
You
bring that
said
here.
people don't do that.
Yeah,
and they
Vegas,
did it.
what happens in Vegas is Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So it's never happened here, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't
But do you
count.
think this guy's tough?
No, I don't think.
Was
it's
it
that.
every bald guy with a gray beard's tough?
That's what I mean. Like, I think it's a really like generic statement. Like, if I was trying to look tough to go to jail, don't you think you'd jump on some steroids and,
He's got the money for it.
throw like a love me tattoo above my eyebrow?
Yeah.
Maybe a Chanel tattoo on the chin.
You should definitely do that.
Maybe
But
like
wouldn't he be going to like the minimum prison anyway?
I
Like
would get my
minimum
eyelids tattooed.
Yeah.
I'd get my forehead tattooed, my head.
And he should.
He's going to like Garfield.
That guy, if there was a guy who existed with those tattoos, he would look like he's ready for prison.
Yeah,
Fuck!
definitely.
That's like, man, see, you would do great in prison.
I don't think I would
Why?
You should take the breathalyzer.
Why don't you think you'd do good in prison?
because I have a strong appetite. Yeah, I'm very hungry all the time. I like
For
the
what?
finer things in life.
Like sausages?
I'm what you call bougie. So I like the finer things in life.
Did you miss my joke?
What you say?
I said if you like you said you're hungry, and then if you're in prison, maybe you're hungry for sausage.
No. Next slide, please.
Okay, hey, look at we're talking about tough guys. We got some tough guys here. When we show them fighting, and you can see them fighting, they're not people that should be fighting.
No.
It's always like when we see videos like this, it's always people that have no business in a fist fight, and it's all over road rage. Like, look at this. This guy's got a weapon. Like, these never end well. Someone always ends up getting run over, or something bad happens.
Watch this, though. Watch this.
Look at, so then he hits him. See, that's what I mean. He gets hit, and he drives through a freaking bakery window.
That's like beyond road rage, though.
That is, man.
That's,
He's trying to get it going.
And look, at least he put his hazards on.
but like when I see that part, like it was all.
Parking spot brawl turns into road rage crash. Car slams into new open bakery.
I didn't plan this.
Parking spot brawl quickly morphed into violent.
We have a new announcer on the team, guys.
That is hilarious. That adds some extra excitement in here. But have you ever had road rage?
Oh yeah, I used to have it all the time, but now I can't have road rage anymore. Because if you ever seen my car, my phone number is blasted on it, my picture's blasted on it, my tattooed realtor's blasted on it. This, I remember this one guy put a story up. He cut over out 3 lanes. I had to slam on my brakes, not the rear end of this guy, like to the point where I'm like choking my seatbelt, like slam on brakes. Just takes off like nothing happened. And I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot do what I want to do right now.
Yeah.
Because my shit's all over my car. But
Yeah, man. When I was younger, I would probably had it too frequently, getting upset on the road. Now as I've gotten older, especially with
like
kids
get
and
out
stuff,
of the car type shit.
oh, I would get out of the car. Yeah, for sure.
I remember the good old days.
The good old days, yeah. Well, but then even back then, right? Like people just fist fought. Like it was the Marcus of Kingsbury rules. You know, you wouldn't kick anyone when they were down. No knives, no guns. Like now, the scary thing is you get in road rage, someone's just gonna shoot you.
Oh, that happened in here. The guy followed him all the way home, shot him, and ended up killing his daughter.
Oh, here's real life story. Real life story. So I'm driving with Naomi. We're going to DC Steakhouse to meet another couple. This is like earlier in the year, like March, April, May sort of thing. And I'm driving in the middle lane on the 202 behind a guy, and he brake checks me. And I'm like, Okay, so I just switch over to the left lane and I start to pass him. As I start to pass him, he rolls down his window. And so I roll down my window thinking he might know me because I'm not mad. I got no, I honestly, like, and he's pointing a gun out his window at my wife. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I actually started to laugh. Honest to God, my initial reaction was laughing because I was like, that's so, like, there's no reason to pull a gun. So I just apply my brakes. I go behind him. I call 911 and report him. And then the cops came. Nice. It was actually DPS that ended up coming. But the interesting thing about it is I've never been in this situation because then they brought me a photo lineup on a computer. And the interesting thing about the photo lineup, and I even said it to the officer, I was like, how does the pictures come up? Because that's a way people can get off of crimes. If the pictures are too specific or sometimes even not ambiguous enough, then you can make the argument that the photo lineup they gave you only left one choice, right? And he says the computer automatically generates how the pictures come up. Like they just pull them out of the database. And then, so he goes, I had no decision making in the pictures that you looked at. But the guy was right there. It was weird. I was like, I was worried like I wasn't going to be able to recognize him, even though it was burnt in my brain, but you never know until you know, right? And they arrested him and they charged him. And they're like, so people out there think you can pull a gun. You can pull a gun out. You cannot point your gun at people. And that was what the officer stressed to me. I come from Canada, man. Like I'd never even seen a handgun until I came down to the United States. Honestly, you don't see that shit in Canada. And I think that's the one thing that obviously has changed about here is because you see people using weapons, especially in a case like this. People just go bananas and they run over people and stuff. It's turned into something like, again, it's a generational thing, I think, but you go back in the day, people would just get out. If they wanted to fight, they'd have a fist fight, dust it up, and then you go about your way. No one would even call cops.
I think he deserves the max for doing that.
Look at that plate, looks like a New Jersey plate.
But if there was anybody in there, like you're
going to run over someone, kill him.
Kids, everything, like that guy deserves from the just from road rage.
Whatever he gets.
What? Well, I heard the driver and the passenger got charged in this.
Well, I don't mean the driver. I mean the guy who jumped out of his car because initially it looked like the car was trying to leave.
Right.
And then the guy kept going after him. I mean, I guess.
Wow. And the guy in the car is going to be like, hey, it was self-defense. No. When you're in your fucking car, you're safe. You can't run over someone. That's the other thing, man. There's a
the guy that's not safe got hit with a bat like 3 or 4 times and nothing fucking happened to him.
Right.
What makes you think
these are the sort of things though, like people, because I have it happen all the time where people are like, oh no, he's not liable or he's not in trouble or it's self-defense. It's like, no, it's not. People think that those things provide them with so much coverage, and it's actually much narrower of a defense than you would think. My advice to people is stay the fuck out of these sort of instances, or you're going to find yourself in metal cuffs quick.
Well, they did, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah. And then we got more, man. We got a Karen.
You guys are acting like black people. You should act like white people.
You're a black person in a white neighborhood, and you're acting
Is walking her little dog,
Why don't you act like a white
and
person?
as she's walking her little dog, allegedly she walks across the front of this people's house, and there's a pit bull there. This lady says she's scared for her dog's safety. She goes home, she grabs a taser, she shows up.
She demanded him not walk the pit bull.
Correct. And the house she was at, although you never see them, you can tell they're African American from the words being exchanged. And this old angry Karen definitely says some derogatory things about black people, which obviously is stupid. And she has a taser, and she's like,
So
yeah.
you haven't seen the video I saw.
Oh, what was the video you
Because
saw?
I saw a different video.
Oh, okay.
The video I saw was from his ring system. So it's an overhead view. The guy's obviously a black guy, and his daughter too. And his son was in the driveway with the dog. She even petted the dog earlier. Like
The
it
old
shows-
lady did.
She said she didn't pet him, never touched him, but it goes previous to when he was getting out of his car originally. You can see her petting the dog. And then she comes on, he very politely the entire time says, I have every right to walk my dog. She goes, you're a black guy living in a white neighborhood. You need to act like a white guy living in a white neighborhood. Like she said all this stuff while this dude is being as polite as can be, nice as can be, just telling her she needs to leave. Like I have every right to write my dog just like everyone else here has every right to walk their dog.
Which is a fair statement.
Racist to me. Look at the bangs on that dog.
But if you watch the video, it's even worse from his point of view just because you see the
Pull that
entire
video.
conversation.
If you can find the ring
Yeah.
system one, and then we'll throw up both videos.
Because this video can make it seem like
I
they've
was
been
just-
in an altercation the entire time, which they weren't because originally she came up to him and he's just like, okay, polite as can be, like literally.
See, that's the problem with these videos is, and I'm glad you brought up the other video because I didn't know it existed, but you want to look at everything because
Yeah.
if you watch one video, you get one perspective that can skew your opinion, even though you did watch what you watched, you didn't see the whole package. So it's funny. I thought this lady was a Karen and not a nice person even before you told me
Yeah.
that. But look at this is the thing, man. Why do people go? And this is again a huge difference I found between living in Canada down here. Like you go and you grab a taser. In Canada, no one goes and grabs anything. You know, like they don't. But down
for the
here, this
dog.
is such a popular thing, I think, to like grab a gun or grab a taser or grab a weapon. It's like, and this lady's explanation, I'll give it, listen, she's an older lady. Think what you want about older people. But like, did she really think she was going to have the wherewithal if an angry pit bull really started attacking her dog or her, that she'd just be able to go bzz, and the dog was going to, like, that doesn't even make rational sense. So it appears she goes back to the house, at least in my opinion, to threaten the owners of the house, AKA owners of the dog. And that, like, man, the stuff that she says just has no place in our society anymore. This is my thought. I'm going to throw it out there. I want to see what your guys' opinions is. I believe that my generation, I was born in 78, I'm 42. I think my generation was the first generation that was not, I'm not saying there's zero racism. I feel like we were the first generation to be, there's not as many racists as there was in the past. I believe if you go back to the older generations, racism existed on a much thicker level. And I think our generation was the first to break that because I'll tell you what, man, when all this broke down here, and I obviously grew up in Canada, and I was like, man, I don't remember there being that much racism when I grew up. Like my best friend, even to this day, he's Lebanese. I've had black friends my whole life. Like we would joke with each other and make fun of each other, but it was never like turned into anything being racism.
Well, I
And
think
so-
it's more now. That seems like there's so much more now, just because like what
Social
Will
media
Smith
and
said,
everything.
it's not racism. It's not getting worse. It's getting videotaped. So it's like now people have videos of every. And I'm glad. Like I know a lot of people say you antagonize people when you put a camera in their face and try to get them to react. But at the same time, these people need to be put on blast.
Okay,
Like-
wait. There we got a disagreement, man. I do not think that people should shove cameras in. So you're telling me if you and I were in an argument, right?
Okay.
And we're arguing, how does this help the argument?
Does it turn me into a racist? Or what should I say? Like this lady's
Well, no,
on.
no. Look, wait. We're talking about two different things. I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Listen, if someone's a racist and doing something negative, videotape it. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is,
It
let's-
antagonizes for sure. It antagonizes
I'm
people.
just right. It can turn an otherwise, say, just a normal dispute into an altercation when it doesn't have to be. Again, I guess what I'm saying is the utopic version of an argument. You would hope people could just argue and move on with their day. What I'm saying is now, instead of it being an oral argument, people shoving phones in people's faces, I think is causing people to behave more aggressively, more angry, and more irrationally. That's my thought.
Yes and no. I mean, these people they're getting videotaped for a reason. Like this chick is getting a camera in her face for a reason because she came
I'm
out.
going to give you a real life example, man.
All right.
So I was driving with my daughter Mia. It was when my Bronco was still wrapped with all anti-lawyer stuff, and I'm driving down behind Joyride Taco, and I pass a parking spot. I put my truck in reverse. I look in my rearview mirror. There's a truck behind me 100 yards. I'm like, okay, so I start backing up. I hear a honk. I stop. I look. 25 yards behind me. I'm like, oh, there's still plenty of room. I back up. Honk. I'm like, okay. I throw it in drive, and I get out. And I walk out, and there's a Karen and a Charlie, older white people, standing. I just made it up, Charlie. I don't know if there's a
that the new
male
word for it,
version of
Charlie?
Karen, but
yeah, I like Charlie.
so then I said, did something happen? They go, nothing happened. I was like, okay. And then I can see the man pull out his phone, and he's holding it, I would say, a meter away from my face.
We have a different metric system. We have a different system of. Is it a yard? We don't.
I
I
want
don't
to tell
know.
you the whole rest of the fucking world
Use
agrees
the
in
United
kilometers
States.
and meters. So I'll just, if we can go there
Yeah,
if you
but
want, but
for
you're
our-
in the minority.
for our
America's in the
popular,
minority. But
So how
so
long
he
is the
put it
meter?
in my face, and I said, I go, why are you videoing? He goes, evidence. I'm like, evidence of what? Like, I never hit you. And he goes, well, you're a lawyer, you know. And I knew right then it was because of me. Like, some people don't like my appearance. And what I said to him at that point, I was just like, are you serious? And he's like, yep. He's like, I need evidence. I'm like, evidence of what? They're trying to antagonize me.
But
They
you
were
didn't
tr-
get antagonized.
No,
You're a
no, I
reasonable
know.
person.
Right. But that doesn't excuse their behavior.
Yeah, but they want to be a videotape. If it now it would have turned into something if you started getting all fucking crazy, pushing the
Correct.
guys and get out of my face, have a taser, like shit like that.
No. Well, look at I
Yeah, it
behaved
antagonizes the situation, but I don't think it makes reasonable people react a different way. Does that make sense? Maybe?
No. I get you. I'm not saying it makes reasonable people act differently, but all I'm saying is I believe it intensifies a heated situation more so than it needs to be heated. It's not going to help resolve the issue, in my opinion. It's going to make the issue worse. Now, is it great that we can video shit and like, yeah, there's a lot of great things to it, but I'm just not a fan of people like, have you been places where you can tell people are taking your picture because you look the way you look?
Oh yeah.
And how's it make you feel?
I don't care anymore. I'm so used to it. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
but before when it first started happening,
It's weird. I mean, it
how
is
about when
weird.
you're with your kids?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean,
That could have gone different for
Yeah.
the fact he had his daughter with him. He could almost be like, you know what, these people are coming up on me. So now,
So what?
being
So
dad, he now he's gonna go in protective mode, and I probably would have told him to fuck off and start yelling at him. You know, if they were coming up and I had a child with me.
see, and my whole point is like they didn't have to get out of their car either, though.
yeah.
There was nothing wrong. They tried to create a situation when nothing was there to be created, in my opinion. But talking about a situation of creation, we got the New York Giants here. We got offensive lineman coach Colombo, and we have Joe Judge. So if you're not familiar, as you're looking at this from your perspective, on the right is Colombo, on the left is Judge. Judge is the coach. Colombo's the offensive lineman coach. There's rumors going, there's two versions of this story. That they got into an argument and then Colombo was fired. The other version is they got into a fist fight and Colombo got fired.
Which means Colombo beat him up.
I was just going to tell you about Colombo could Donkey Kong. Like, this isn't even, I think
Look
Colombo's
at
like,
even right there, he looks jacked.
I know,
And he
man.
used to play offensive line, right?
yeah.
I want to say maybe the Patriots, but
I
either
think
way,
you
he's
might
a
be
big
right.
boy.
Can you look up his stats for us? Colombo.
Yeah, see
I
how
wonder-
big he is.
Or Brian. Yeah, if someone could look up his height and weight. But look at little Joe Judge. And plus,
He looks
I mean,
like a
look at-
Charlie.
He does. Yeah, he does look like a Charlie. I really wonder what happened. But the fight started, I guess, because they fired him. So they fired him. Colombo got heated. And then, depending on what version of the story, there's a fist fight or there isn't. Listen, if there's really 6'8", what? 6'8", 3.
6'8".
Jesus, man. That's not a fair fight.
That's 2.3 meters.
So this, there we go.
Hey, what was first though? The
Yeah,
inches or meters? I wonder why that's at.
Yeah. No. But look at, like, we'd be able to tell, man, when do the Giants, I don't know when they play next, if it's Sunday or Monday. I know the Cards are playing today, Thursday night, but if there was really a fist fight, Joe Judge would be crippled on the sidelines because this 6'8", 300 and some pound guy, all he'd have to do is Donkey Kong him on his head, probably knock COVID right into the poor old man.
You can't hit a guy with
Or
glasses
knock it out of
either.
him.
Be 143 kilograms.
He's
Is
got
that why you wear glasses?
Yeah, I feel bad for.
You feel bad for
I'm
him?
on the coach's side. He's got glasses on and looks like a reasonable guy. It's probably Colombo's fault.
I can't disagree with you. He looks reasonable, but I just find it humorous that people really think that it's like a competitive fight, or they think it's really a fight. It's not a fight. It would be a beatdown. Yeah.
I think I can handle myself pretty well.
Well,
And
you
if a
think
guy
you
that was
could-
6'8" was coming at me, I'm probably going to try to get out of that one.
Like, that's a big dude, right?
Yes.
But that's a rational thought process that this guy would destroy Judge. What isn't rational is our buddy here, Logan Paul.
Oh, God.
Logan Mayweather.
That's the question. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Is he gonna fight? Gonna happen?
Hey, Logan, are you gonna fight? Y'all talking about Floyd?
Yeah, what's going on with the Floyd Mayweather
I'll
fight?
tell you,
I
I'll
asked
tell
him
you.
about it and he didn't say anything.
Let me tell you this. If I caught Floyd in a real fight, what's up? What's up? If I caught Floyd in a real fight, street fight,
Right.
whoop his ass.
All right.
No question.
You gotta like-
MMA, octagon, whoop his ass.
Okay.
No question.
right.
The only place I think Floyd is safe, obviously the boxing ring, but to be honest, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. I would fight Floyd anytime, anywhere,
Okay.
any place. Doesn't fucking matter to me. If I caught Floyd with one punch, I would snap this fucker in half.
Oh.
Crack, my friend. Any place, doesn't fucking matter to me.
Okay, man. This is my 2 cents on the guy. Logan Paul, if you're not familiar with him, he's a YouTuber, multimillionaire because of YouTube. He started a clothing line that he'd done. He's a little notorious. He was one in the news that visited the Japanese, I think it was called the Suicide Forest, and he videoed it. That got him in a lot of hot water. He has a younger brother.
Videoed body.
Yeah. He's a younger brother, Jake, who's been in the news as of late as well. And they both fight. So his brother, Jake Paul, is about to fight Nate Robinson on the undercard of the Tyson Jones fight. But listen, man, like for someone to actually say, I feel like it's so delusional for anyone on planet Earth to say that they could beat Floyd Mayweather. Like the guy had, I think Logan Paul, I don't even know if it was a professional fight. I don't know if they were wearing tops and headgears. He fought some other YouTuber in a boxing match. I don't even know how that
I
went.
thought it was a draw. I don't even think he won.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think it is a draw.
Against a nobody that didn't know how to fight.
Right. So you're talking. So
Well, his thing
does
is
he
because
think
he
can
thinks
beat
he's
Conor McGregor.
he thinks he's 80 pounds heavier than him because
That doesn't
I'm saying
matter.
that's what I think that's what he said. I'm stronger, I'm taller, and I'm heavier.
That has nothing to do with the sweet science.
Yeah, I was like, what the? What does
Yeah.
that have anything to do with it? I
But
wouldn't.
he says he could beat him in a street fight. You can't beat Floyd Mayweather in a street fight. Like, listen, I don't know what they think. Like that the fists aren't going to work the same in a boxing ring on the street. I mean, the guy's still going to slip all your shit. You're never going to be able to hit him. And in fact, the street fight makes it easier for Floyd to avoid you because he's not in a confined space. He's got the entire street to avoid you. And then guess what? You're going to do exactly like Conor McGregor did. Even if you can get that far, you're going to gas out. He's going to pick you apart. You're going to be taking a dirt nap. It's the end of the story. It doesn't matter if it happens in the street, a bunk bed, an octagon, or a boxing ring. Logan Paul is not beating Floyd Mayweather.
This is gonna leave him open to get knocked out by some nobody.
By some random person walking down
Yeah,
the road.
and it's just gonna make it even worse.
I've been with him.
Yeah.
And that'll
While we're 2 meters from him with our
this is a situation of where we're at though as a society is we make these people millionaires.
yeah.
You know, because we keep tuning in.
But he
I
knows what
guarantee if he got a fight with Mayweather or someone else, people would tune in.
And he would back out.
I don't think he'd back out.
Yeah,
That's the
these
thing
two,
I
like-
think about those two guys, Logan and Jake Paul. I don't think they'd. I think what they speak, they actually. I don't know if they. I don't think he actually believes he would beat Floyd. I think what he's trying to do, which matches everything in his past, is he's trying to make money. He's trying to hype. I don't have. I have zero issue with that.
He was on TMZ, he was on all these ESPN, he was on all this stuff.
Yeah,
for
and
what he
people are
said.
googling him, and people are looking up his merch, and they're
You
buying
know what?
his
I'm gonna
shirts.
say it right now to get us some listeners. I could beat Floyd Mayweather. I could beat Mike Tyson in a fight. I'm gonna say it
don't
right
think-
now.
It's like I said, I
I could beat LeBron James one-on-one.
oh shit.
Yeah,
The best basketball player that's ever played.
let's do it, man.
I could
Let's
beat
do
him
it.
one-on-one.
Yeah, you could be on the Lakers.
Nobody wants to see that.
But you,
It's not like a.
where's TMZ? Call TMZ right now. Tell him I said that.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Some
But you
nobody
know what? It's
Gilbert?
funny because Logan Paul's even. I mean, he's commented on Dana White pulling him into the UFC.
I'd
It's
love
like,
to see that. I just want to.
Gosh,
shut
you know what?
these
It's
people
funny
up.
is I hope someone takes him up on it and teaches him a lesson. But you know what's funny with these guys? I feel like you can never beat them. Even
Oh, he'll come up with something else.
Exactly. He'll have a surgery. He'll have been injured. He'll just gloat about how much money he has. Like you cannot beat these guys. They're like cockroaches. They're never gonna go away, and they always have the ability to survive. The younger generation, I forget it made up like 25 to 30% of the voting population. They're the fuckers that make these guys millionaires.
Yep.
Yep. And they're millionaires.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
You see his house?
Yeah, this house is crazy, man. I think they both live in the Hidden Hills, which if people aren't familiar, it's like I think that's a more coveted neighborhood than Beverly Hills in LA. I think the Hidden Hills might be its own city
In
or something like
yeah,
that.
it's in what's it called? I went there to see. I tried to see Drake's house. It's in Calabasas. It's right outside of Calabasas. Yeah. So I went to LA. I was like, I'm trying to see where the Kardashians live. It's like gated community inside of a gated community. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I got
that's
past
like-
the first gates. That was
That's it?
Yeah.
How did
I-
you get past the first?
I just got in by somebody.
Oh, like you just drove in behind someone?
Yeah, it was a.
real estate car.
Huh?
You didn't have a real estate
Not.
car.
Oh my God, did I?
You should have got your name out there.
Oh yeah, I should have.
No, they would have been like,
You guys don't
should've
question me when I come in here.
Well, no, because they already got me in here.
Oh yeah.
Like you make sense behind me, right? They're like, oh yeah. I bet if you drove up there just like, you here to see Byron? The anti-lawyer? Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Bald guy with tattoos. I know where you're going.
They just group us all together.
Yeah.
Man. All you tattooed guys look the same. They actually mistook him for me one day.
hey, Byron, you
Yeah.
Hey, you look like a piece of shit. You must be going to that house. Hey, guys.
that's who you look shaved.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Well, let's end it. We forgot to end it with this one last week.
We did.
I
We got the
love these. I love these.
World's dumbest criminal. So this guy, it's hard for me to even believe this is true. These things are so. This guy fired 24 shots at a woman and her boyfriend over a dog taking a poop. 24 rounds.
Where was this poop being taken at?
That's the one thing I didn't know. I didn't look it up because that's a good point.
Florida.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Probably in Florida, like in the middle of a field that the gunman never owned and was just driving by. I mean, that's the sort of shit that happens in Florida. But look at guys. Like, this is what I always have an issue with.
Would you defend him?
Would I?
Yeah.
I mean,
He called you?
everybody needs a lawyer. Yeah, I would take the case. That's the one thing. It's funny too, because to talk on that, I'm not going to talk about who I've represented, but I've represented some people that I would say, and you know who I'm talking about, I would say is in the top 10 people that are most disliked in the country. I've represented that person. And let me think how I say this.
People are so intrigued by what you're about to say.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
building it.
now I'm going to let you down, right? But my whole point is, when I was representing that, and some people found out, they were super critical of me, like to the point of like being, I would say, mean or rude about it, like cursing at me. I have even had Cardinals players.
Well,
I had
I
Arizona
get that
Cardinals
too.
people. But this is how the legal system works. I don't know if people understand it, but everybody, and it's under the Constitution, has a right to a defense. That's why you have public defenders. And we want to avoid the court system, it seems like most of the time now, because people want to jump right to guilty. You're guilty in the court of public opinion, so you must be guilty in the court of law. And the problem is, if you are a champion of any one of the constitutional rights, you need to champion all of them. And in the Constitution, you have the right to a defense. So for me, I found it really weird when I represented that person, and I still do, and so many people got mad at me. Like, somehow I'm a piece of shit because I represent someone. I got upset because I was like, that makes zero fucking sense. So like, if you sold a house to someone controversial, people are going to be mad at you. Listen, I do work for one reason, to provide for my family. And guess what? People who have money to pay me to do what I have skills to do, that's kind of my job. So imagine people coming to me and I go, yeah, I don't handle clients like you. Well, I feel like I'm kind of pissing into the wind, right? Because they're going to go out and tell all their friends. Guess what? From that one client, I've got 3 to 4 different celebrity clients, and I wouldn't even tell you how much money I've made. But if people knew, they wouldn't have as much of an issue.
That's a great response though, because you're right about everyone deserves the right to a fair, everyone.
Because look at the way to look at it is, if you were at trial or someone you loved was in that situation, you'd want them to have a fair trial. Look at, if you have a fair trial and you're guilty, that's the way the system works, people. Like, don't you want the system to work? You want these people to have the right representation. So when they go into court and they're found guilty, they can't say they didn't have proper representation, because guess what? If you don't have proper representation, that's one of the main reasons everybody gets retrials. When you look at Making a Murderer, that guy got a retrial because he said he was at ineffective counsel. So if you have ineffective counsel, that person's going to continue to go on trial. Don't you want them to have good counsel? Don't you want the system to work?
Mm-hmm.
That's my rant for the day.
That's
as you can tell, it
that's
frustrates
a
me.
good one.
But people need to just calm down. But yeah, I remember, I thought I was actually honestly pretty proud of myself. And then when people were critical of me, I was like, oh, so we're not friends. Because if you're my friend, you're happy for my success. To me signing celebrity clients means I'm successful, means that I've made it to another level. That's the way I feel about it. So honestly, like I remember there was a couple of people who got mad at me and I went right back at them about it. I was at a gym and I remember and there was a couple Cardinals players there and I was like, so what? Like, so you're not going to fucking play against Antonio Brown? Right? So you're not going to play against anybody who has been convicted of a crime? So all of your teammates, any one of your teammates that's been in any legal trouble, fucking excommunicate them then. Because don't be a hypocrite.
Michael Vick got let back in the league.
And look,
at
he got a second opportunity. Perfect example. You know, he went to Dungey. He got, like, people have, like, we're a society of second chances. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a second chance. I made a lot of bad decisions early on in my life, and I was able to correct it. And to the point, a lot of people watching this in Canada will tell you they're surprised of where I am. But people change. And that's why I think everybody should have an opportunity to change. Everyone should have an opportunity to have a badass lawyer, right? Like, you want everybody to have Johnny Cochran because that's the way the system works.
Mic drop there. Just drop the segment. Just mic drop it right there.
Right there. Boom.
Johnny,
Check out our
sorry.
next episode, which will be the Thanksgiving episode. We're going to hopefully have fried turkey to taste.
I hope
We
so.
will have pumpkin pie. We're going to get 3 to 4 pies from different bakeries. We'll do AJ's, Costco, Fry's, maybe Safeway, something like that. So please tune in. You guys don't know. Justin and I love doing this. We love your support. We love the comments. We love the interactions. We've been getting some. We would love more, especially questions. Any question you got on real estate, he's your boy. On law, I'm your guy. We appreciate it. We really do, man. We do this for fun. We hope you guys are entertained. We get lots of feedback already of people enjoying it. You got suggestions, you got stories, you got questions, anything you want us to do. This is the podcast where we're going to give you exactly what you want. So please check us out on all social platforms, The Tattooed Professionals. You can also check us out on YouTube where you can watch all of the videos. Again, we appreciate the support and we look forward to the next episode, which will be episode 6, the Thanksgiving episode. And we will both be wearing dresses. And we're going to need you guys to vote on who's the best
My
dressed.
bank account needs you to vote.
We'll do like a catwalk. We'll get some good footage for you guys. So as always, we appreciate the support. Thanks. Tune in next week. Next week, it'll be dropping at a different time. We're going to drop it hopefully either Thursday or Friday, but we'll post when it's dropped so everybody can check it out. Thanks, guys.